Hi everyone! So it's my last day in Lisbon and I'm going to visit the monastery. I bought the ticket online, it's 10 euros and yeah, so let's go. After the monastery, I would like to go visit the oldest neighborhood of Lisbon, which is called Alfama. And perhaps I would have had time to go visit the neighborhood had I not had to wait 45 minutes in the queue to visit the monastery of Jerónimos. And even though you can buy the ticket online, you still have to do the queue. The Jerónimos Monastery is, with the Tower of Belem, one of the most visited places in Lisbon. It was declared World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1983. The building was designed to commemorate the return of Vasco da Gama from India. The construction began in 1501 and was only finished in the 17th century. The monastery was built on top of the site where there once was a chapel in which Vasco da Gama and the rest of the crew prayed before leaving for the expedition to India in 1497. The Church of Santa Maria, which is the church of the monastery, and to get there you need to queue for a different entrance, but don't worry, the queue is nowhere as long as the queue to get into the monastery, and the access to the church is included with the monastery ticket, so you don't have to pay more. And the Church of Santa Maria houses the tombs of Vasco da Gama and Luís de Camões, a Portuguese poet and writer. Close to the monastery, there is the Tower of Belem and the monument to the discoveries, so I would recommend visiting them as well. And these three monuments represent the most prosperous period in the history of Portugal. I personally did not get a ticket to go into the Tower of Belem and on top of the monument to the discoveries because I was a bit tired the first day, but this is just my experience, so maybe it is worth also visiting those two places. Film this to let you know that if you buy pastéis in the subway when you get to the airport, you can save 3 euros, which is better than, being kicked. So yeah. And also when you buy them in the bar of the subway, they are fresh and just made, while the ones in the duty free are not.
Not today.
On the flight back, when we were flying above Glasgow, I had an interesting conversation with the passenger sitting beside me, and I was just bragging about the fact that we were flying above Glasgow and I recognized it. But jokes aside, she was going to the Highlands and she was Brazilian with Italian origins, and she had married a Portuguese and they were living in Sintra. That was a really nice chat, and she said she was in love with Scotland and she was going to the Highlands for the second time and she was so excited.
Would you hold me if I told you we can just run away? So come, my darling, let me help you. We can follow the sun.